Hello, this is Jim Hazard, and I'm presenting to you CommonAccord.org, an open source project to codify documents of law and to fit that with the peer-to-peer transacting system of blockchains and the like, of fintech. So we're working with MIT Connection Science and notably Thomas Harjano. They're involved in creating secure platforms for transacting and management of personal data. We did a conference. This presents an integration of legal and smart contracts and secure data. This presentation is done at the suggestion of people at LegalRnD. What their suggestion was that we focus on the model stock purchase agreement, which is a substantial body of work done by the American Bar Association. It's a major codification project. Stock purchases, of course, are major events, and negotiations are long. So they've created a standard document, a model document, which they publish in Word format. You can see there's a general framework and there are blanks and so forth in it. So an alternative way of publishing this would be as people publish software, notably on GitHub using a technology called Git. This is pretty much universal in open source. It's an extremely efficient way of distributing materials. What would that look like? So here is that same document, and we'll notice that it's presented in such a way that each of the elements still remembers essentially what it is, where it came from. So the price, the closing sum, etc. The cross-references work. They are links. That's the same as with the defined terms. So even the defined terms link you to where it is that it was said. You can also, of course, go directly to any part of the document like this, so that we could go to, for instance, the reps of the seller, there, like that. So here are the representations and warranties of the seller. And you can go to all the other parts of the document as well, including its attachments. So where does the information come from? How is it organized? Here, for instance, is the price information. We'll see we have key values or parameters. It's straightforward, and the entire system is like this. So this is information regarding the price. This fits in to a general notion of the term sheet. So we have information about the company and information about the seller and the buyer, and there we have the information about the price, and you have essentially organized however you want. Think in terms of an outline. And then you've got broad elements that are applied across. Again, these can be organized into sub-outlines, but there are some that you'll want to have at the top. And this, in turn, is used in generating our documents. So here in our demo 0, what we do is we have the defined terms, and then we got our facts from that term sheet. And then we've got the text resources here, which include the letter of intent, and share purchase agreement, and each of its annexes, the disclosure letter, non-disclosure agreement, etc. And all of that renders back into the full document like this, so that we now have a document that we can use for the transaction. But we also, as we work, we're working in structure, and we're working off of elements that themselves have got an outline form. So here, for example, is the share purchase agreement as a whole, and here are the seller's reps. So you can see that each of those elements here is organized into an outline form, and each one of them essentially has the text necessary. And we can modify this text. We can organize it up into whatever it is that we need. in order to maintain the codified nature while at the same time permitting unlimited customization. So that's the general idea. It's available at commonaccord.org. We have a Slack group, and you can reach us at commonaccord@gmail.com. Thank you very much. And thanks also to the people at LegalRnD for their suggestion and their collaboration on this. And of course, the people at MIT who've been great.